Hello and welcome to the stream. Right. Okay, there we go. Now should be all good. All okay. All right. So I'm trying to think of something to say. Hold on. Is some small minor technical difficulties. Give me a second here for I need to fix this. Jesus. Come on, come on, come on. Get it done. Come on. Okay, that's good. Now we need to get the other thing. This is kind of I'm sorry for this, obviously. A little unexpected technical errors, but yeah. Okay, is this good? Yeah, okay. Nice. Alright, so hello and welcome back to Central Europe Mini. Where we are working on Niederburg. I have basically finished the harbor by now. The only thing I really needed is the catenary for the U-Bahn, but that's something that I can do later. Or there's something that will be done later, anyways. Right, so the harbor has been finished. I'm not gonna be touching this anymore. In my off time, I've made this little area here. Finished that up as well. And I have also taken care of the tunnel portals on this track here as you go into the harbor. So this loop is now finished as well. I have also built the tunnel for the U-Bahn in here to the mountain. So yeah, got this nice and sorted out essentially. So that's done. The remaining stuff really is just the detailing work around the depot. Then this hill here, along with little industry here, right? And then finishing off the town here and the suburban area up on the other end of the city. So, there's still catenary missing inside the shed here. And that's something I'm gonna be spending some time on as well, because I need a proper plan of how I actually want to make this shed work and look like. Because it's very empty in the inside, right? It needs details. It needs catwalks, it needs bridges and stuff like that, you know, inspection stuff, that kind of stuff, yeah. So, a lot of work that needs to be done still. Enough blubbling, and blubbling. Let's get to work. So I'm gonna start over here with bushes along the line here. That's gonna be the very first thing of today. The ones that are more on the hill, I will be settling them a little bit down into the ground. I'll also place some more around to make this nicer. Generally, with the vegetation, there's gonna be more of it around the place here. Excuse me. Okay. If there's something I'm gonna do now here actually is to ensure myself a little bit more frame rate. So I'm gonna lower the settings a little bit. I want smoother gameplay right now to build this. So yeah. Wasted Tries, welcome to the stream as well. I'll read your messages momentarily. Actually, right now, let's see. Greetings, it is indeed. Just curious, how many consoles there are, do you guess? What made me curious was the VOS branch is 2 gigabytes and 70 miles in HD, lots of trees. The Midwestern Rails is 410 miles, 1.8 gigabytes. But last night I cut off some towns and dropped it to 1.4 gigabytes. I think the first three countries, Czechia, Slovakia, and Poland, have a combined of roughly 160 kilometers. I think that translates to roughly 100 miles of tracks. And then with Germany added, I'm actually not sure how much that's gonna add, but I think it might be a good bit, another like at least 50 kilometers on top. So I'm expecting the whole of Central Euro Mini to be somewhere in like 210, 220 kilometers. But that's counting this bottom part. Like I don't know about this one above, right? I should probably take a drive through all the lines and get an idea of just how long it actually is. I think that would be a good thing to do. It actually be quite nice as well, because you would be able to see all the work that has been done. Considering that basically almost all of the details along the main lines is done. So the experience might actually be quite pleasant. But you can do that later. Or in a bit, actually, because yeah. I wanna sort this out. Right, I'm gonna stop that there. I'm gonna get the boost spline now instead. And get this sorted out here. Could take a drive through the three countries as well. Because I don't think you've ever seen them visit tries. You may have seen glimpses here and there that I may have shown on the stream, but I don't think you've ever seen the main route itself, have you? Beep boop boop. 110 kilometers, 130 miles. For the thermals is too big now that I gave it a try. Yeah, absolutely. I can see how that'd be too big, but at least for the thing that you wanted to do, it's definitely too big. Those type of massive routes with like a network of um, rails going around, like the Midwestern branch, it's better for like those specialized just sessions taking part in just that kind of smaller area. Because the thing I've noticed with the Valorous branch is that it's basically point to point, A to B, just one line or two lines essentially. And it's easier to manage. It's shorter. It's got the industries more closer together. You have a central location that you go out of, like Veles or some of the other yards at the end as well. But when it comes to the network, like Midwestern branches, for example, is you have a lot of center points that you can take the traffic out of, and so it starts to kind of be hard to work on if you are alone, and it's not exactly really meant to work that way anyway. So it kind of falls apart in that at that point, which is understandable. It's a very unique way of running a session, but at the same time, it's something that NTV seems to be interested in with their living railroad and stuff. So there might be something in it. Talking about that, NTV has been kind of interested in Century Mini for their passenger stuff regarding the living railroad, but it has never really gotten anywhere. They haven't asked for the route or stuff like that at all. I don't know if they've developed it with the route or not, but they have been interested in Century Mini in this regard. So that's fun. And yeah, hello Shardice, welcome. I also read his manual for his route and he openly says he got burned out and barely finished. I wonder why he didn't cut down the length if that was the case. Um, I don't know. Judging from the way NT builds, it might have been a lot of lost progress if he did cut it down, because as far as I understand it, he works on several areas at the same time, not in, just from one location to another in a line, but all around the place. So yeah, I'm guessing that is also why. Because if you spend a lot of time already working on an area and then move to another area to work on that because you don't feel like working on the first one, you just keep jumping around, so you have a lot of progress done all around the route. But then, you know, if you have to start thinking about cutting it down, you'll be like bummed out because, you will lose a lot of the progress that you've done and the motivation, it's just gonna deplete. Yeah. So the thing about big routes is definitely like, oh yeah, they're nice, they're cool, but in the long run, a big route is essentially useless. It's not fun, not really, anyways. So, you know, it's also why I like to build shorter routes as well. because I know that I will not be able to build a big one. I will get burned out. I will get this, I will lose the motivation that I've had in building it initially, you know. So it's definitely something to like keep in mind. Like, sure, it's nice and cool, but it's not something that you want to, keep on doing. Because working too long on one project can take a toll on you as well. You can burn out easier and faster. So, you need a change of pace. Like I, for example, like I've been building Germany. It's going to be 1 year in less than what? In half a month roughly. It's gonna be exactly 1 year since I started building Germany. Right, and in that time I have made 3 other routes as well. To keep my motivation up, to keep the burnout down, and to change the environment slightly. And those 3 routes are Northwest Logging, Svedarin Island, and Milton Islands. Right? Those 3 routes is something that I've worked on while building Germany, just to, not burn out, as a little break in the process. Oh, nice. We'll definitely play some Venery. Useless because you can only play a few trains at a time. I think more useless in no, it's not like useless. What I mean by useless is for the idea that you had. I think I was talking specifically for that at that time. Because you need to manage the entire network then, and that becomes way too much for one person. Like, I'm not doubting you, but it's obvious that even for you it was a little bit too much to get done, as work through it. Right, I'm gonna get some trains down. Actually, just one for now. I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna drive. And let's see how long it actually is. Oh yeah, that's right. There's an entire U-Bahn system as well here, which adds another several more kilometers. I don't even have it finished, so I cannot tell you how long it's going to be. How's the sound? Should be good. Flagen för den vårdhänse! Let me get the scenery detailed up actually. And yeah, let's see how long it actually is. Well, what do you consider a big route? Interview has stated that participant pursuing 100 plus kilometers is a big route. I guess, I mean, I can see 100 kilometers being a really good contender for, being a big route, which is like 60 miles. But at the same time, like personally, I would say something around, I think maybe something above 80 or 80 kilometers. If I were to be more precise, something above 80 kilometers could be considered a big route for me. But it also, like, I need to also I base it also on the fact that what is the route about? If it's a small branch line where you go slow and shunting, even if it is like 30-40 kilometers, which would station as like medium route, I still think it's relatively small, right? Because it can be it can be condensed in smaller area, right? So it gives off the overall feeling of it being smaller. even though the trackage is quite high, you know. It's also like depends like what all do you account for the actual track length? Like do you take into account all of the industry tracks? Do you just take into account the main lines and branch lines, you know? There's a lot of factors that, you know, are just left vague, you know. So it can kind of be problematic maybe to like figure out just how long your route actually is. The fact that it depends on like personal definition as well is not exactly the greatest, but hey, whatever. I would say 80 plus kilometers, but also depends on the actual visual style of the route. Going through here at speed is interesting. Also, there is a lot of repetition the bigger you get. Yeah, that's too. There's also something very nice about Centurion Mini is that, you know, it's not just one country, right? It's it spans several countries. With Germany, it's gonna be 4, and so you know, each one of them brings their own its own little tidbits to their route, right? So you get the idea. You get the changes relatively often. The reason I went big was I wanted the experience of getting a crazy number of trains and industries to serve, but not sure I will proceed. Want to keep on with the Veles project as the main one and other routes as side projects for mindless entertainment only. Yeah, I can see that. And it makes sense, especially for something that, you know, you are doing, right? So it can it's definitely better to keep relatively same idea. The thing is, like, people want big massive routes because they are cool and you can have a lot of traffic, and I'm one of them, but I've learned how to condense it basically. How I can make a lot of traffic on a smaller route, and it works. I think. It's very nice traveling through Central Europe like this. Sure, I'm speeding, but you know. Thank you for the tour. Yeah, that's okay. You're welcome. That makes sense. What if the visual style is MSTS? Yes. I don't know. Alright. Almost at the end here. That's like the thing, you know, I cannot even properly measure it out because there's still gonna be some more connections between the places. So it's still gonna end up looking differently, right? With more and less tracks here and there. Okay. So that was that line. Let's go down this line so that we can get an idea of how long it is. Set the junctions as well while the train is traveling. This will give me quite a good number for the kilometers for Germany. Let's go all the way to the border with Poland now. The catenaries are awesome to behold, mesmerizing. Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of fun to look at. Crossing. But I'm currently in the process of making my route's timetable, and to aid in making reasonable connections meets, I'm using a map of my route in Blender to animate train makers on time of scale is of 1 second to 1 minute. Ah, I see, okay. Interesting. It's an interesting way of doing that. And we're on the virus again. There's gonna be a catenary change eventually. And then boom, as we go into Poland. The electric border with Poland is going to be rather interesting. And you guys will see in the future what I mean by this. By interesting. Alright, let's run out this way. Into Niederburg we go. On this line now. I'm not sure if it will work out well in practice, but in concept I like it. The way I always done schedule in every game where you can do a schedule is to load up a free roam, start at a precise time, like let's say 9:59, and then wait for the time to tick over into to 10, and that's when I would depart. And then I would make stop at every single station and mark down the times, how long it takes for you to reach the station. And I would do this for stopping services. I would do this for express services as well, to get an idea for the travel times. And then if you know how long it takes to drive between the 2 points on the map, you can easier manage the departures of all the trains. So for example, if you depart your station at 10 a.m. and reach the next major interchange as an express train on, I don't know, 10:10, right? So 10-minute travel time, and then if you leave the second station from a different line at 10 a.m. and reach the interchange at like, I don't know, 10:15, you will see that there's like a time, there's those 5 minutes to spare, so you can have the train from station B depart a little bit sooner to maybe have it arrive at 10:11 or 10:12, right? If you have little amount of tracks. If you have enough tracks, you can have them arrive at the same time of 10:10. But yeah, that's how I've always done it, is to just actually measure it out in the game time. Alright, let's pause there. We are at 40.5 kilometers right now with the trackage. So let's go up to Siebenhagen again. Up here, this is where the line starts, and we will go down this branch line here. I love this. Going past the coal mine. Is an animated train marker? Yep, I've already driven the stations and marked down the times for commuter trains for 654 cars. Exactly, yes. And animating this in Blender gives me a visual expression of all this. Ah, I see. That's nice. Because in Blender I can also allow for connections where trains meet. So for example, if there's a train on another or same service coming the other way a minute later, then I can delay the first train's departure to make the connection. Yeah. The ads here are pretty fun. What? What do you mean ads? And in Blender I can just move all the other keyframes forward by the amount to automatically shift the timetable. Huh. It's nice. Alright, that's the end of this line. So we are what, at 47 kilometers roughly. If I add up the coal mine, the military base, and one of the other connections here, so that's what? It's at least 2.5 kilometers. So that already puts me at 50. This here is definitely at least 5 kilometers. So that's at least 55. The military base here gives another at least 3 kilometers. So that's 58. over here we have this line. I think that could do. I think that could be like 1.5 kilometers, maybe 2 kilometers. Thinking about it, so that would say that 60-kilometer length already. And then I have this entire branch line here that's not finished yet, and I don't know if the track is going to stay like this or if I'm gonna move it. But that is at least 5-6 kilometers maybe. So that puts me around 67 or something, and then the harbor, that's what, 70 kilometers now. And then the U-Bahn, which is not finished yet, but I can already tell is gonna be maybe 20 kilometers. So Germany alone might be like 80 kilometers long. Well, there's also this line into Switzerland. That's 4 kilometers, 3 kilometers maybe. So that, yeah. I think, there's, oh, well, there's this for the airport as well. There's this little connection here as well. Little bits and pieces of tracks, right? And then not to mention, I haven't been up this way and get all of this as well into it. So I think easily Germany alone could have 100 kilometers of trackage. As in main lines. Or well, just like 100 kilometers of lines. The trackage is obviously going to be much higher because, well, you have 3-track section here, so what, 40 kilometers times 3. But yeah, you get the idea. But yeah, so Germany alone is sitting at like 100 kilometers. Let's go to the Central Euro project itself. And I cannot move along. Oh, the solution is to recreate your entire route, including all assets in Blender. I mean the ads for Klagenfurt on the side of the local operative. Yeah, I see. Makes sense. Right, so this is the main Central Euro project. Central Euro Mini, sorry. Right, so you have Czechia, that's gonna be reworked. You have Slovakia, that's gonna be reworked, and you have Poland, that's being reworked right now. So let's take a loop around the route. Let's start here. Yeah. It's definitely 100 kilometers for Germany. I think it's gonna be like 150 for this one. So I think the total could be like 250, but we still are keeping on, we're still expanding and stuff like that, so it can change. For example, my train from Duffborn to Headley Head misses the oncoming connection at Duckley by 2 minutes, so I just add 1 minute wait at Duckley and 1 minute wait at 33s, and then there you go, bam, connection. Yeah, but I can export a fun animation at the end of all the trains rushing about. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, we are now in Czechia. We've crossed the border in that tunnel. But yeah, Wasted Tries gets a tour of the route as well. And Paradise gets to see it again with, trip effects and all the stuff. This station will be rebuilt as well. This entire station will be deleted and completely rebuilt along with the city from scratch. There's gonna be a new line crossing over here, coming in from Germany. There's gonna be a major junction at this location. We are speeding. Yeah, I know, thank you. Wrong country for the local. I know that as well. The only thing is I won't be able to account for the trains. I will run on the lines I didn't get finished for the initial release of the route. I mean, you can just base the schedules for those on, you know, the ones that you already have. Think of it like opening a new line, just to, you know, set the schedule to fit those trains. Okay, this is good at least. Not too worried. But yeah, this station here is going to be reworked as well. Slightly. And we are gonna be entering Poland shortly. And we're in Poland. Possibly later, so I guess I'll just have to make those fit around what I already have. Yeah. Just make it work around, that's like the best way to do that, I would say. Hey Hans, by the way Hans, if I had time to serve whitelist command ballistic? Yes, okay, good, thanks. Germans marching into Poland again? Yeah, absolutely. I just realized there's that grain silo in the distance there. That could be a farm industry. That would be a good farm industry. I need to talk with Zefeg after this. To connect that to the network. Always feels so good to finally see a route come alive with AI trains after spending so much time building it. Yeah, absolutely, I know how you feel. Really, it's like that. The junctions in the upcoming stations are not correctly set. So we have to fix that. Alright, very good. Continuing on. And yeah, this part of the route will be rebuilt as well. It's gonna be completely different. We're at 44 kilometers of length for now. The scenery part is very nice as well, surprisingly. That's what I tell myself when I look at my route too. Yep. Yeah, I forgot to mention that we've crossed the border to Slovakia like ages ago. Right. Roughly what, 56 kilometers for the main loop around the route. So let's go check out the branches. Let's tackle Slovakia first, because it has the most amount of branches. I'll take you around. The one that I'm gonna be going down now is the one that's going to be extended as well in the future. It's gonna be electrified. It's gonna be a single track line heading into Poland. You're gonna check them out? Yes. The end of the line. Let's go to the other branch line. I just want to drive through the long ones to give you a better idea of the length that they have. Alright, that's this other line. We're at 66 kilometers. Now let's go to the longest diesel line that we have. Out of here. I'm somewhat annoyed at all the low-quality rolling stock I suddenly have due to Midwestern rails. If I install the route, will I also lose the cloned version? I will then uninstall the assets and remove them from my cloned route. I don't know if it... I don't think it removes the cloned route, but I don't think you will be able to play it. Because as it is a clone of the DLC, it basically has the main DLC as its dependency. So if you uninstall that, you will not be able to play that, I guess. but it will not delete it. It will uninstall the assets and remove them from my clone route. It will uninstall assets and remove them from every single route and place where they could have possibly been used. So even if you have downloaded some assets from the DLS and then gotten a DLC, installed that, and it uses the same assets that you've already used, for example, on Valles Branch, it will remove the assets from Valles Branch as well. And you might have to fight Trainz a little bit when it comes to the dependencies that are on the route. Now I don't know if it's just a, I say simple but very time consuming config edit, or if you'll just have to actually place down manually all the stuff that you lost again. I don't know. But this is the reason why it's good to have separate folders for these things. I see. Can delete package assets without deleting the DLC route, I guess. Nope. You can disable packaged assets, but that's gonna do the same issue as I've mentioned. So not the best solution, again. Alright, we are in Czechia now. I don't know which line we are gonna be going down through. I think it's gonna be the left line. Yeah. Going down the left track. When I was bench, I only had Kisser County and West from Denver installed, but I still have pages of packaged assets on the Valles branch. Yeah. Look, I'm not able to tell you exactly what will happen, but it's possible that it will be a major problem. Well, it's very likely to be a major problem. So yeah. Unless you try, you will not know. And we're reaching the end of this branch line. We are at 83 kilometers. So that's nice. Starting to get the sense of the scale of the route. Let's run the other Czech branch. And then we will move on to Poland. Down this way. Let's go. If someone downloads my route, will the custom assets uploaded to the DLS be marked for them as package or just download from DLS? If it's on the DLS, it will be marked as downloaded from the DLS. The moment you want your route to be payware, any asset that is included in it when people get it, it will be a packaged asset because they have gotten it from the DLC and not from the DLS. Alright, that's the end of this line. We're at almost 87 kilometers. Alright, let's move on to the next line. In Poland. Right, it's on the third track here, so going out of this place. Okay, left track, I don't expect that. Not sure I fully understand all the little custom signs that deal with. Since nobody needs them unless they want my route, right? So I don't need to upload all the little custom signs to the DLS, since nobody needs them unless they want my route. I mean, essentially, if it is just like custom for your route, and you know, like, unless they have your route where you use all of the assets, then, you know, they will not need them. If they have the route, they will need all of the assets that are there. So only the assets that are in the route, but not on the DLS package. No, if it's not on the DLS, you will not be able to upload the route to the DLS. Every single asset that the route uses has to be either packaged or on the DLS. You cannot upload anything to the DLS with third-party assets in it anymore. At least you cannot do that with routes. So you will have to upload all the content that you've made. Before you will be able to upload the route. At least the rules for it just keep changing, but I think that's the one it works right now. Essentially, you just cannot have third-party assets or just unpublished assets if you want things to be on the DLS. Which, thank God for that. Alright, I think this is the last line that I'm going to travel down. But it's shaping up to be at least 100 kilometers long. If I add all the little branch lines up as well that I didn't travel down with, I think it adds at least another 10-12 kilometers of trackage. So given that this is going to be like 100.5, so 112 kilometers roughly for big Central Europe Mini, for the main part. So yeah, now if you couple that with Germany, that's 212 kilometers roughly. So yeah, Never downloaded any third-party scenery stuff that I can recall. Yeah, but you download the train cars and stuff as well, so it depends. If you have them in route layer, that's also gonna cause problems. So you really want to get rid of all the third-party content from your route before trying to upload it to the DLS. Right. I've been streaming for an hour. I've been building for way less than that. Let's get to it. Okay. I was doing something here for this. Okay. I'm gonna figure this out later. Let's get this part here done. There we go. Set is forest. No high, no texture, override, none, none. Alright. And here we go. Here I go, painting again. Painting trees. And then I'll need to get the bushes as well. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the little drive tour of Central Europe. Okay. Here I go painting again. Bob Ross. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Tonight we start Minecraft. Oh boy. I'm not happy with the spawn location, so I'm definitely gonna be traveling somewhere. That's for sure. But I have no idea where. Yeah. The current server is only at the seed. Ah, okay, I see. Have you enjoyed the smiley face? If you've even been on that server yet. The server will be reset with a seed I picked before the stream. Oh boy, okay. I'm gonna be customized, eh? Oh boy, I hope you've picked something good. I have high hopes of you, Sharadice. I've not seen it. I was only on to test connections yesterday. Ah, fair enough. Okay. A few days ago, I loaded up several random seeds and picked one with nice plains and forest by the coast. It also has a lot of nice base. Don't know more about it than that. Okay, fair enough. Sounds interesting. Sounds good. Can't wait. Okay, I can wait, but only a little bit. Maybe we need to invent a god of internet to pray for no internet outages. Maybe. I can build a totem or something like that if you want me. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to build a station here still. So that's fun. Almost forgot about that. I need the fucking splines as well. We have some here. Cover up the hillside a bit better, a bit more. The bird is birding. There we go. But yeah, I was also thinking about starting a new route project in the game as well. I have an idea for a few a few ideas for what it could be, but I'm not sure like when to start it. I will for sure start building it before I'll start streaming it. That's like guaranteed. But yes, it stands right now. I don't know exactly what I want it to be, but I have some ideas. I'm gonna stick to them, see if that leads anywhere, and hey, maybe I will be streaming building something else, something new as well. Who knows? But yeah, for me to do that, I kind of need the project to get somewhere as well, so that I have more confidence in actually finishing it. You know. Be right back. Okay. Okay, that works. Right. I should detail the engine shed here. Oh, this repair shop. Yeah, let's do that. Going to vehicles. Okay, this is a good one. Okay, okay, that's good. Um, can do another one here. That's the platform, okay. Yep. Hmm. Okay. That works as that detail pretty much. Back, welcome back. That's a cool platform. What are these assets called? Bellevue location? They are Bellevue. Bellevue. Turning this place into the real value. Yes, love it. Need a little cash machine and a table with a bunch of tasks. Yeah, absolutely. No, I joked about this before, but can't help it. It's good. It's good, no worries. All right. Okay, so that's this little shed done. Happy about that. It looks pretty good. Let's get this area here. Right? And just like that, we have another industrial area. All right. um, thinking. These title bars are gonna be so nice. Turns out, even though I've only got 4 trains currently mapped out, I've already got a 3-way connection on Duckley and 2 parallel runnings on the 4-track main line. I'm so excited. Yeah, I know how you feel. I know exactly how you feel. Okay. So that's that sorted out. That's essentially this end of the route done. Fuck it. No, actually it's not. Because there's still this place here. Am I in the correct layer? Yes, okay. Right, the fence over here. Yeah, fuck it. Take it all the way there. Mhm. Okay. Now it's this end finished. Let's maybe add a bit more trees here. Just a little. Right, I'm not looking forward to doing the stuff for this. You know what? Screw it. Let's get to it. Um, oh gosh, this is so long. Okay. Now let's do the details. Actually, I'm gonna place this here on the side. I want platform, like spline platform. I'm gonna have three trains supporting Dovborn Central at the same time. For is endless. Nice. Okay. 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 Where is the detail that thing? Here it is. Okay, let's go. Let's detail the fuck out of this. That's very fucking tall. Yeah, whatever. Don't care. I don't have any better assets anyways. Timetables. You try to get out, but they pull you back in. Yeah. Um. How's this looking? I mean, obviously it's quite empty. It needs more details, but I don't want to overdo it, you know. That one's wider as well. It's not good. Biggest bullshit is that I need to fit catenary in here as well. That's something I can work with though. I will manage. I will manage. Promise. Kinda have to, but you know. Okay, well, it's very obvious that the catenary will not go all the way through. Hmm. How does that look? Yeah, that's better. I think that's good enough, honestly. I don't want to do too many details. Looks good to me. Yeah. Looks pretty good. I mean, as nice as details are, I don't want to overdo it because it's just gonna cause problems. Okay, so what are you? Are you a C? You are a C, okay. So the main question now is really not just spam down 50 to 100 workers. Yes, absolutely. The main question now is though, do I dare shit the catenary inside of this building, or do I just skip on that? I don't. Come on, you know you want to. I mean, I want to, but the problem is with all the cranes and stuff like that, I need to think about all the maintenance things as well, right? When it comes to this. Because as nice as it would be, I still want to keep it realistic, right? And, you know, I can't exactly do that if I fuck around with the catenary too much. Because that's just gonna, that's not obvious, that's obviously not gonna be realistic when you just have an entire fucking interior, a maintenance shed filled with catenary. I know it is realistic to have catenaries and maintenance sheds. The problem is it's going to interfere with the cranes at some point, and I don't have exactly a way of mitigating that. It's a bit annoying. I know in reality you have catenary in the sheds. The problem is I cannot replicate the reality in Trainz because I don't have the required assets to do something like that. As much as I want to do it, you know, I can't exactly. I can get the catenary into the shed. It's not an issue. Problem is, I will have to make it end in the shed. Why do you have cranes in there? Well, think of it as maintenance. You want to be able to take apart the engine and maybe, you know, do something with it. You need some heavy lifting for some of the components in a locomotive. You know? Like when you think of a train maintenance shed, you don't just think about, oh, let me just replace this one lever in the cab. You also think about replacing, I don't know, the fucking air compressors, for example, right? Or maybe the traction motors, or maybe you need to lift the body of the engine so that you can get to the chassis better. Or maybe you need to replace the bogies and something like that. I don't know. This is because we don't really have any other maintenance facility. You know? Regular maintenance shed, if you open up the roof and lift out the engine, you go to a specialized shop. I guess. But if I get rid of the cranes, it's just gonna look fucking empty. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the big cranes then. I'm gonna keep the smaller ones, because they add to the scene. And I need to spam some other fucking detail, but I don't know, I don't have any other detail. Because there's a fuck hole on the DLS, like usual. Ah, fuck. What do I put in here? It's always a problem. You remove one thing in favor of realism, but then you fuck it all over with the fact that you don't have anything to replace it with. God damn it. This queue with text. With textures. No, yeah, sure. Absolutely. Let's add an ornament. Let's just have it fly from the roof. Why not? You can also give it. You need a lot of those for IC repairs, of course. You can also give it some thought and come back later, but to my mind it looks done. Yes. One thing that still kind of fucks me over is like, how am I actually gonna put in the catenary in here? I have an idea. It's not good by any fucking means, but it's an idea. Need to join this. If I do this and then provide a fake roof, just line it with another spline to make the roof lower, I guess that could work. So this is the maintenance specific, so I see it never have all the heavy equipment like transformer, rectifier, compressors below the floor in a way where it's designed to be pulled out of the side. Okay, that's fair enough. And no idea that such a thing was a thing. Okay then. So what? I'm thinking of going easy on myself with this and just setting it at 50-meter intervals for the catenary poles. Yeah, okay, that works somehow, relatively. Only as you wanted to have the need to open up the roof to access the big and heavy components, but even then they are designed in a way where regular maintenance can be performed without removing the parts. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, what layer is this big shed in? Let's solve the issue. Oh, of course the fucking tracks are attached to it. Shite. Fuck. Oh, it's gonna be impossible to fucking see. God forbid I have an easy task on me. Oh. I. Oh. I. Oh. I. I don't like this. No, I'm not gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it differently. I'm gonna do it better. When I've seen getting instead of is usually a solid rail and not a wire, but anything fast. Nope, I don't. So I'm just gonna borrow this from the U-Bahn. It's not gonna fucking work out here. No, it goes out of the fucking pantograph. God fucking damn it! Why is it so fucking... Ah. I need a straight fucking wire, but that would be a normal wire. So that falls apart there. I could use tram catenary, but that's just... No, that would be even more fiddling than normal catenary. Normal catenary falls apart with the sense that there's just so much with it, the fuckery. I cannot properly see it to align it because of the roof. The U-Bahn catenary is zigzagging way too much and I don't have a proper way of connecting the normal catenary with the U-Bahn catenary. And while there are like separate rail assets for third rail and stuff, I have no way of attaching them to the roof. Not realistically, at least. And even then, that's like... How the fuck do I do this? Think. How can you possibly approach this? How can you solve this? So every single solution is a viability, is possible, but each one of them has its own drawbacks when trying to build it. I mean, trying to do anything with it, like fixing any errors that might go from it. God damn it. How the fuck do you transition from a normal wire into a rail? Does Berlin Hauptbahnhof do that? I think they do have a rail. Hold on. Let me see. Let's quickly Google. Let's quickly find a video for a cab ride into Berlin Hauptbahnhof. Into the low levels. Because that's where the fun is. If I could fucking spell properly as well, that would be wonderful. Berlin Spandau to Berlin Tief. Hauptbahnhof. Okay, that's the one. Hauptbahnhof Tief. Let's go. Video. I need to see how it's done. Okay. That's fucking impossible in Trainz. Wonderful. Nice. No. I could cheese it. They have any non-catenary splines that would look like a solid rail that could attach manually with small insulators. I theoretically. Trolley wire. Do you have Then how much it might have that much? Yes, it does. I know that New Stuttgart however, will have it, and the Tuban is possible so it is about the construction. That's nice. But judging from the way it's done at Hauptbahnhof, this is. It is not optimal. But it can work. Okay, I have a strategy. I'm gonna need the IC in this. And I'm gonna need it to give me its pantograph. So I should have both front and rear. Okay, good. Right. Now I want this to be in this line here. There we go. So, rail. I don't want the third rail right now. I just want rail only, essentially. Check rail. It's an asset, that's for sure. I can go back to that if I need to. What about you? You have little insulators on you. Do they have a bottom on the texture? Yes, they do have texture on the bottom. So this can form the top. This can be the insulators. You'll see what I'm talking about momentarily. It's not gonna. No. Yeah, no, that's not good enough. Okay, let's do... I need just a track, just a rail, just a little piece of rail. You have an underside texture? You don't. Okay. Disappear, go away. We don't want you then. Because I need something that's like more of a flat rail as opposed to just like a normal rail. Is problematic. Unless you have the possibility of turning a spline upside down, but we all know that's not an option right now. Let's check the rails here actually. It's probably gonna do just both the rails in the track menu. There's no real reason why you would need only one singular track, but hey, maybe something will pop up. I wouldn't give it a hope anyways though. I mean, hey, normal rail would suffice, but if I can get around with it and make it better, then, you know, I want to at least try. Okay, so that's not an option. Meaning, I'm gonna use this here from VR, check rail, there we go. -10, how high is it? Should be -4. Theoretically speaking, for the catenary. Okay, it's almost. Connecting it from the wire might prove to be a little annoying, but I think I can do it. I have an asset in mind. We used it previously to do some custom-made insulators. So I do have at least like some options. I'm gonna push it a little bit more to the inside. But yeah, I can absolutely make this work now. Yeah, it will work. As long as this has underside. It does not. Fuck! Fuck. It has no underside. Do I dare to keep it? I don't. That's... I need a track to have an underside. Can you fucking believe it? It's... Sure, what are you giving me? Does it have an underside? That's a very fucked up buggy underside. God damn it! Um... Searching for rope. Reckon. Um, let's quickly check the DLS sites. Yeah. No, not sound. Spline. Thank you. Rope fence, mooring for mooring rope. Cut. That's not okay. Let's check spline rail. Handrail, platform railing, embankment, railing, check rails. Okay, may I have something? I may have something. Needs to download. Come on. Come on. Okay, there we go. And it has no bottom either. Fuck. I don't think anyone thought about this kind of stuff before. Let's see, what is these assets? Asset QID. Mooring rope, no, that doesn't work. It has ends. Already checked that. That doesn't work at all. It's this one that doesn't have ends, but I'm not sure about this one. I think that's very visible, or that is something else. I don't know. I really don't know. This is a major conflict. Do I go with the rope then? Fuck. Not like I have a lot of options anyways in the first place, but I mean, I guess it could work. Yeah, neither of those options look good, to be honest. I know, I understand you, but hey, the rope at least has an underside. I don't fucking know. Okay, you know what? It's not that big of an issue. Fuck it. the wire. Go delete yourself. You come here. Just gonna do this. That's not the funny part. This one here has an underside. Does it? Kinda. But it doesn't have a non-insulated version, which is the annoying part. Okay, now I just need to overlay one on top of the other. You will understand the importance of this once I'm done. The thing about this is that I need to build this in perfect sequence. Right. In an order. Now I need to do the transition. I'll keep this, but I'm looking for a different one. This thing. Think this might work better. I'm gonna measure it out with this as well, just to see how well this could look. So with this orientation, obviously it needs to go higher. Like that. Okay, so what do you think? Should I go with this, the black one, or should I go with this, the blue one? What do you think? I actually prefer a proper spline with no underside over something that clearly looks like a front. Fair enough. Say, what do you say? Blue or black transition? Because I don't have any asset that would be actually like properly fitting. I can only like get close. And that is slightly annoying, but you know, that's all I can do. Black is less noticeable. Yeah, I suppose. If I move it a bit more to here. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with black. So how high is it? Plus 25 centimeters, rotation 207. Go 7 plus 25. This one will go to the other side. How many do I have? 4. Okay, I just need 3. Okay. What's the opposite of 207? 27? Yeah. It's not optimal, but it works. And if it makes at least a little bit of sense, I guess it's good enough. Alright, that does it. Now I need to properly make the move from the wire into that. I have an idea of how I could do it. Leave it for the Ukrainians to save the day. Holy shit. What's the fucking chance I find it on just now like that? Oh, come on, game. Why does that... Oh, I'm stupid. I did it the fucking wrong way around. I want this to be updated with this. There we go. That should do it. Yeah, that did it. Okay. Now I just need to adjust the height. It's gonna be better in Server 2.0. -4, that matches perfectly. I mean, I do have the IC in here, so yeah, that's gonna match. Yeah, would you believe that a Ukrainian asset just saved the day? I should learn more languages so I have easier time finding assets for this game. Or at least some key phrases and stuff. Especially when it comes to more Eastern languages. Because they have the most hidden gold. Right, I need to get this upper spline somehow. Okay, now I have very small wiggle room where I need to place a roof too. If possible, asset-wise, you should also add a row of orange warning lights parallel to every catenary rail to indicate to workers if it is safe to work. That's not possible. There's no way I can do that. Historically, finding good trains asset was the main motivation for learning new languages. I worry we are losing that. I mean, what about the children? Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. At least for me, a lot of the languages, well, a lot of the stuff from different languages that I know is based on just me searching for different trains assets, hoping to find something. Be it French, Spanish, Portuguese, Ukrainian, Russian, Polish, German, Italian as well sometimes. But yeah, that was the main motivator for me to get to know other languages. You can find some nice houses on the deals under Mason. It's actually Maison with an I in there after the A, and yeah, it's French. Okay, so let's continue with what I wanted here. That's the ending. I don't think that's the catenary wire itself. No, it's Cape. That's the one. Okay. Can I do that? No. Okay. Definitely not. Alright, so. But I can do it from here. This actually will give me a correct height. I think. Yeah. Actually, no. Hold on. Minus 9.8. The correct height for that. Okay. So this... Is this too high? No, it shouldn't be. Yeah, fuck it. It's okay. Alright. Let's go. Next one. Next one. Here we go. I need to do it on the other end as well. Okay. Yes, correct. Alright, so that's good. That's all connected in, which is nice. Now I just need to do the top wire, and I needed to I need a single wire with an insulator, preferably. But I don't know where to fucking find something like that. Very interesting wires. All of these. Stuff that I need to find. Like, I don't even know what I would be looking for. That's the worst part. Um, shit. I need this, but as a single wire. The Czech catenary might have something. Okay, but this could work. Um, yeah, from this direction that could work better. Okay. This could actually work. 970. You never know, it might be an open relationship. God damn it. Okay. This is wild. This kind of custom build. But it's necessary. And when things work out, it's really the greatest fucking thing you can have. The amount of detail I put into the catenary. Stuff that people will not look at. I might be caring a little too much about it all. But, you know, the more you care, the better it gets. And the more you will love your route. And if you love your route, you have easier time working on it. Sure, you may raise your own expectations as a result. But you know, you've just done something awesome. You don't want it to go to vain. You wanna keep going. And that's what I just done here. Okay. By the way, have you seen my Easter egg when you went on my route? It is like on if I don't know if I showed you yet or not. I saw you post some screenshots of it, but not like in a way like you didn't show me itself. I just know there is one like there is a monument like that on your route, but I haven't seen like what the Easter eggs are on it, or anything like that. Okay, we have this sorted out. So now I have something else to work on. I'm gonna put this into the U-Bahn layer roof, the U-Bahn roof, sorry, so that I have it easier. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, that's just a 2D spline, so that's good. So I just need to appropriately to make this appropriately, and it's gonna be good. Right. So it's gonna be a bit of a problem here, but that's okay. I can work with it. So are the walls just a thin spline? Yes, they are. Okay. Very thin wall. I am not a fan of that. but I can make it work. It's slightly sticking out. Not a big issue, not a big issue, not a big issue. Thing is, it cuts the window slightly, so I'm gonna have to work with that a little bit. Make it better. Holy shit. I sent an image. The details not many people will see. Yeah, I haven't seen like close up, so okay, so now I somehow need to. How can I select the entire asset without having to click on it? Because I don't think I can just click on it. Or I might. Okay, that works. Okay, what do you mean some item layers are locked? What did I? Oh, I want just this. Thank you. I don't want anything else. I don't want the catenary. I don't want the building. I don't want anything of this kind. Fuck. As an image, it just so many people will say, okay, here's the filters and the plus. I don't even know how to do that. With those, it also filters by name based on what you can select. I see. Yeah, so it's okay though. I got it now. The use of different layers has saved me. Obviously, there's the Z fighting of this all, but that's okay. Because just do this. There we go. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this should be perfectly all good and okay. Like, perfect alignment. Seems to be. Fucking hell, the fact that I just did this. Okay. Alright. Now, I'm gonna cover up the window here. The top part of it. Just gonna yoink a different spline and put that in there. Yoink you. No, that's not the correct spline. You. Thank you. Okay. So I need this to be just behind the wall. Yeah. Yeah, would you look at that? Ha 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 ha! Ha ha ha! Oh yeah, this is good. This is actually good. Whew. Wow. What is these? Is it for the catenary? Oh yeah, that's for the catenary here in the station. Right, okay. I'm gonna have to keep those. But okay, that does it. Holy shit. Huh. I can't believe I figured it out in the end somehow. What the fuck? It feels so wrong, but so pleasing at the same time. I don't know. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna call it the end here. I think that was more than enough streaming for today. Well, when it comes to trains, anyways. Is that 3 hours 15 minutes? Was fun. Was fun. Alright. My man's yep, pretty more than enough streaming. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you very much for joining me. And I hope to see you guys next time as well. A wonderful day, evening, night, afternoon, whatever, whenever, wherever you are. Ow. Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.